So today's project is a frame for something that my wife wants. So we're going to evaluate some of this wood here and determine what may be used in the frame making. So they're all different kinds.
I just want a similar color.
So the best bet would probably be, well, I guess one way to do it would be to make the board this wide, cut it right where the split is, and then make this board the same width. Cut it.
So, if I was going to stain it, would these stain about the same color or no?
Probably not. I think they're different kinds of wood.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that big enough?
Probably less than the others.
That'll do it. Or I might just keep the color.
Alright, so I'm going to sand this. So I changed my mind again about where I want my chop saw and table saw to go. I think I'm going to move them back over in front of these doors because it's real easy to open the doors up and set them out on the little ledge there. So Sean, you were right the first time. So basically what I want to do is I want to rip this board in half, and then we'll be able to cut 4 pieces out of it to make a frame. So we'll sand it first, rip it in half, and then take it up and do some measuring for the frame. Okay, next we'll rip this in half. Looks like we got about 5 1/2, so 2 3/4 would be down the middle. So I guess we'll mark that. Measure twice. So it looks like I'm off a little bit, but what we'll do is we'll even up this one, take a measurement, then we'll make this one the same. Okay, so now we got two good edges, and we'll correct our mistake by taking quite a bit off of this side. Real close to a couple nails here, so we'll have to keep our eye on that. As you probably heard, I did nick the nail, so it must have been on the other side. We missed this one, but this one it chipped. Glad I'm not a good woodworker. I'd have to go get a new blade. Okay, now we'll try to come up with some dimensions here. So put it on here.
Hold on a second. This is not exact, this, so I don't want to use this as the true measure.
21 1/2. 22. 22.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I can pull that however I need to fill in.
we're going to try to just wood glue these together first, and then if that doesn't work, we'll go to some metal. So to start out with, I'm going to cut 4 squares of paper towel to go underneath in case the wood glue runs out. It'll be on the back side. I'm using just regular Elmer's wood glue on both sides. Hindsight, I probably should have put it on a little bit thicker. I don't have any corner clamps, so we'll just make use of these. I'm trying to get the corners all down flush on the counter. You can see the wood's warped a little, so I keep having to readjust it, but it finally comes all together. Okay, it's glued and clamped. We'll see what tomorrow brings. This is what the finished frame looks like. So one of my outdoor security cameras died, so I took advantage of a half-price sale on Black Friday and bought another one. And then I was able to fix the old one, so I have an extra one now. So I'm going to try to put that right up in here on the old shed, and then see if we can get that to work. Hopefully in the corner there it'll come out someplace in there. I guess we'll drill a hole and find out. Okay, at first I was going to drill from the outside, but now I think I'm going to go inside. So we're going to try to go up in that corner there. Well, let's see how close we were to the corner. Aha, went through an extra board. Should be all right though. Well, let's see if we can get this mounted. Having trouble getting the hole started, so let's try it outside of the bracket first. See how that goes. Of course, that didn't go very well. Let's see if I can find my screw. Well, I found the screw. Let's try it again. Should go get a small drill for a pilot hole, but gotta walk clear back to the other shed. Of course, I don't want to do that, so let's see if we get lucky on try number 2. Alright. Got the screw started, so let's take it out, put the bracket on. Alright, I just found out that the screw head does go through the large hole, so we can do it as it was designed. Put the screw in first, and then the bracket, and then tighten it. Plug it in, see if it works. Alright, let's see if we can get her plugged in. Okay, the red light I think means it's connected. So we'll check the phone and see if that's the case. Yep, it's working. So now all I need to do is adjust it to whatever I want to show. We're starting to do some work around both the little pond and the big pond now. And one of the next projects is getting some rocks to put around the edge where the plastic is. So this is a pile of compost that we had put on top of some rocks. When I had the excavator here, I moved the compost off, and now underneath a lot of these new leaves and pine straw there should be some rocks. So my goal here is just to separate the rocks from the vegetation, and then later on we'll take them over to the pond. The first step is to get the fresh leaves and pine straw off the area. The next step is to get as many of these rocks I can find and pile them up over against the tree there. By this point I have enough loose compost that I'm trying to put it in a pile that I can get to later. So, I'd like to change up my muscle groups, so I'm going to stop with the hoeing and I'll go get the tiller, and maybe that'll give me a second wind here to work some more. Let's try some tilling here and see how that goes. You can see here I'm starting to get a pretty good pile of rocks up against that tree. I have to stop and clean off some of the pine straw and roots. Alright, I think that's a wrap for me today. I've exerted quite a bit of energy, so after going to the gym, I think this is a good place to stop. This pile of rocks, I sifted out of all this compost over here with the idea that we're going to use it to line the edge of the pond by the plastic. So today we're finally back. My grandson's helping me, and we're going to load up these rocks and take them around to the pond, see how much work we have to do before we lay the rocks. The goal here is to place these rocks around the perimeter of the pond at the high water mark, so you won't see them once the pond is full. We decided to put a little more of a shelf on this side, and the only tool I have handy right now is this, so we'll see if this works or if I need to go get my hoe or a different tool. We decided to cut a little bit of the plastic off, and then we'll just put a couple of the big rocks in the corner there underneath the emergency spillway. So the next step is I want to get some old junky sand that I put in my boneyard, and we're going to lay that in about 1 inch thick over the top of the plastic on the beach side. So the first step is to get all these pine needles and leaves off of here, and then hopefully we can pull the tarp back and have some crappy old dirty sand. Here we're discussing the strength of the cart versus the wheelbarrow. Obviously a cart is not for heavy materials like this, but the wheelbarrow is. This thing tries to stand out like that. Oh. There's no strength. Yeah. You can see the strength on that.
I bet.
And that's a cheap one too. That's a, I have my good metal one. That's the lake. Oh no. Right there. It depends if you want a couple little loads, light, or one big load with that monster. Your call. You're be the pusher.
Check the monster out.
That's the man deal over there. Right? Yeah, little red ones. They keep these girls.
Well, then we have to use this one.
I noticed the tires were low, so went and got the portable air compressor and putting some more air in the tire. Pushes that little valve opens it.
So how does the blower?
Okay, now we're going to put a fine layer of old dirty sand on top of the plastic where the beach area is going to be. Before I do that, I want to try to blow some of this pine straw and leaves off though. Putting a rock down so we don't cut the plastic when I lift the wheelbarrow up. Try to hit the edge.
When I rock.
Spread it around a little bit here.
Yeah.
Later on, I added some more sand, but I didn't get that on video. Thanks for watching. In the next videos, I will be doing more driveway, concrete patching, and clearing snow and ice with a leaf blower and shovels.